Hello, today we're going to speak about the stereotypes of some English-speaking countries. These are the countries of the Commonwealth of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. These are Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. Let's begin with Canada. The first stereotype is that Canadians know everyone living here and they're best friends. There is no denying that Canadians are generally very close-knit. Sure, they certainly like to be neighborly, but not to the point where they have 35 million friends on Facebook. Canada is a big place. So no, they don't know George in Vancouver. Everything and everyone runs on Tim Hortons. Why do so many Canadians stop in for their morning double-double? Double-double, it is a cup of coffee served with 2 helpings of cream and sugar. Well, it's very cheap and convenient. There are a lot of Tim Horton cafeterias which serve coffee and donuts with just a stone's throw from many offices in Canada. There are polar bears everywhere. Nope. There are some in the Arctic Circle, though, but not everywhere. They said that most of Canada is known for regular, plain old bears wandering into town. There is deer in the Byward Market and teenage moose on the highway near the Bayshore exit. Everybody plays hockey. Nope. Well, not yet anyway. They're working on that. Give it time. Winter lasts forever. Old Man Winter likes to stop by for a lengthy visit, but eventually Mother Nature kicks him out and makes room for spring. That's right. Canadians actually get 4 seasons a year. It often just feels like a long summer followed by an even longer winter. Petition to change the name of Canada to Westeros, anyone? We all live in the middle of nowhere. Canada has cities from coast to coast, some of which are among the largest in the world. For example, the Greater Toronto area is so big that folks living there can go their whole lives without seeing everything on offer. Ottawa is much the same. The Ottawa River and is a great place to settle down, raise a family, and make happy memories. The Canadian countryside is gorgeous, and they are very proud of it. There is nothing to do. Hike the Skyline Trail on Cape Breton Island for views of the entire country to the west, the Atlantic Ocean to the east, and ports of Wales everywhere in between. Go canoeing, sledding, skiing, or spend a day at one of the countless beaches across the country. Or skate along the Rideau Canal right here in Ottawa with a beaver tail in hand. Stay calm, it's only a very delicious pastry. And attend the annual Winterlude Festival. Canadians live solely on poutine. Poutine is a national Quebec fast food dish which consists of French fries, cheese, and some gravy. Everybody speaks French. Nope. Unless you are in Quebec, Eastern Ontario, or you work in the federal government or go to Ottawa, you'll find that French is generally not so widely used. Ottawa area residents are often bilingual, and there's continued investment in educating more Canadians on the French language. Canadians love their duct tape. It's true, they have a thing for the handyman's secret weapon. What can be said? It's affordable, super strong, and lasts a long time. And hey, it comes in some cool colors too nowadays. What's not to like? And now we'll try to speak about the stereotypes of Australia. What's fact and what's fiction? Aussies, this is the nickname of people who live in Australia. Aussies have their own slang language. While Australians technically speak English, sometimes it is like they are speaking their own language. Everything is shortened, and there are so many random words they use. If you were wondering if they really say mate all the time, they do, all the time. However, g'day is way less common than you would expect. Kangaroos and koalas are everywhere. This one is partially true. While koalas can be found throughout the wild in Australia, they hang out in trees, so you just don't see them much. If you go to the country areas of Australia, such as Bathurst, kangaroos really are just roaming in everyone's yard. They are mainly seen out at night and can be found in huge packs. Think of them as the deer of Australia. However, you'll rarely see them on the coastal areas and big cities, with the exception of that one roo that caused chaos when it decided to take a stroll. Everyone is a surfer bro, and everyone is blonde. Although Australia is completely surrounded by water, the majority of the population does not know how to surf. It's a nice idea that all Aussies are tan, blonde-haired surfer dudes, but sadly that's just not the case. The entire continent is a desert. Do the words Daintree or Gondwana mean anything to you? How about rainforest? The Daintree rainforest is the oldest of its kind on the planet. It is 110 million years old, and it is located in the northeast corner of the country. Additionally, the Gondwana rainforest take up 366,500 hectares of sweet non-desert place in eastern Australia. Shrimp on the Barbie. Barbie. It is the shortened variant of barbecue. This is honestly the dumbest stereotype out there. Sure, Australians do grill out a lot, but it's not so often. Plus, Australians don't even call shrimp shrimp. They are called prawns, and they are not eaten more than any other food. It's always hot and always sunny. It gets nice and cold here just like everywhere else. However, it is pretty sunny even when it's freezing hot. Aussies survive of kangaroo meat and Vegemite. Vegemite, it is a thick, dark brown Australian food spread made from yeast extract with various vegetable and spice additives. It is a national dish. Some people eat it, some people don't. No different than eating jam or honey on your toast. Kangaroo meat is not commonly eaten at all. It's available in supermarkets, and the occasional restaurant serves a kangaroo dish, but it certainly is not a regular part of any Australian diet. A smashed avocado on the toast is a usual breakfast for Australians. One of the mainly deadly creatures that inhabit Australia will kill you. While the wildlife in Australia can be dangerous, the really bad guys are pretty hard to come by. In fact, for the number of creepy crawlies there, only around 50 fatalities occur each year as the result of a snake bite. And now we come to common misconceptions about New Zealand. Anything sheep-related. Yes, of course there are lots of sheep, but not so many as you think. In fact, that whole New Zealand has more sheep than people stereotype is slowly becoming a thing of the past. New Zealand equals Middle Earth. Kiwis, the nickname of New Zealanders, are just as mad about the Lord of the Rings and Hobbit movies as any other Tolkien fans. We are talking about a real country here, which just happened to be the filming location of choice for one of the most epic movies ever made. But of course it's not Middle Earth. It's just the site for filming. New Zealand is part of Australia, right? Don't say that to a New Zealander. That's like telling a Canadian that their country belongs to the US, confusing Ireland with Scotland, or thinking Denmark and Sweden are the same place. No one likes cultural ignorance, and this one will probably sting Kiwis a bit too hard. Oh, so you're from Auckland? Because a huge part of the country's population is concentrated in the largest city, getting asked about Auckland has become a common stereotype which is not too great for the people who live in the provinces. Think about the latter group before asking this question, and remember, New Zealand is small, very small, but it's not that small. New Zealand, where in the world is that? A stereotype that revolves around the fact that many maps neglect to even include New Zealand. In true Kiwi fashion, there is even a website dedicated to this shameful omission. Think about it. How would you feel if someone could not quite figure out where your country is located? It might not seem like too big of a deal, but the question does get a bit offensive. 100% pure. It's not true. Of course, New Zealand is filled with beautiful greenery, picturesque coasts, and epic locations. But it's not completely immune to pollution issues. Do compliment the country's beauty. Kiwis love that. Just bear in mind that the 100% pure stereotype has long failed in many people's eyes. So these are the stereotypes of the countries of the Commonwealth: Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. I've shared with you the ideas that most people of the world have when they hear the words Canada, Canadians, Australia, Australians, and New Zealand, New Zealanders. And after watching this, I would like you to share with me your ideas about what stereotypes come to your mind when you hear the names of these countries, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, or when you hear the names of the nationalities which live there: Canadians, Australians, and New Zealanders.